living down here now were there for several years.
Wow.
It's just because of civilization and a religious crisis. That is why they decided to move down to the base at two different batches. Like when they were living at the top, the Christian Missionary Society paid early visit up there, and these are the people they term as Idanre people, or Oke Idanre. You can refer to that place as Idanre Hills, Oke Idanre, or Ife Oke. So those Ife Oke people, they were there, and the Christian Missionary Society came. And as an Africa, everybody really know that there are a system way of worshiping God before the arrival of the white people, the Christians ones and the Islam. So when they were living at the very top, they came and they introduced two major things at the summit. They introduced Christianity, and they equally introduced the Western education. So when they introduced the Western education, there are people that that were schooling at the very top, and when they equally introduced the Christianity, there are some people that get converted to Christianity.
Yes.
So as an Africa traditional worshippers, there is a kind of a conflict between them and the Christians one. So those Christians one now decided to move down to a separate environment in 1928, just to avoid any form of conflict between them and the traditionalists. So they moved down to Alade Idanre, all because of religious crisis. And the second set of people that were living at the very top, when those one moved down, now decided to move down to Odode Idanre in 1933.
1933.
So that is just 91 years ago. But as a matter of fact, they didn't move down their traditional ways of life down. I mean, their traditional festival and some other traditional stuff, they normally go there to observe. Like during the installation of a new king now, they'll go there to go and perform, right? Their traditional festival is still rarely up there. So just for us to have access to that peak, we need to climb about 682 steps.
682 steps. Wow.
And there are 5 resting points at a regular interval. The first resting point is 72 steps. The second resting point is 225 steps. The third one is 361 steps. The fourth one is 473 steps. And the last one is 580 steps. So when we get to that 580 steps, we still have like a 102 that will now take us to one of the peak. That is where we can be able to see the clear picture of where we are coming from before we'll be going to the ancient settlement. That is where they have the second stages. So we'll now be accessing the place from one place to another. School, the native court, the native prison yard, the mausoleum, where they normally test a male child that want to get married. Like maybe you want to get married to Anna, where they will test you.
So they have to test before.
They have to test such person, the prospective husband. He will carry the stone to his chest level. If he's unable to take it to his chest level, that shows it's not right for marriage. If he can be able to take it to his chest level, that shows it's right for marriage. There is something that has to do with the source of their water that is medicinal up to now. You can fetch from that water. It's a flowing stream, very clean, very pure. And finally, we are going to end our talk at the ancient palace of Idanre Kingdom, where we are going to see some creativities, what they used to beautify the palace, before we'll be coming back to the base. To carry out something that will actually advance a particular community or any organization,
yes,
it happened to be a very tough exercise.
Yes.
That's the way I see it. Actually, the government, the community, and the representative of the National Museum.
Yes.
I mean the museum, the Ondo State government, and the community are major stakeholders.
Yes.
They are trying to enlist it to the World Heritage Organization, and the community always try to warn people not to be burning of bush, no cutting of trees is not allowed.
Yes.
The government and the community now partner together that anybody that do such something related to that, they will get such person arrested. And in terms of the environment, you can see there are so many facilities that is still needed here. Talking about the recreational center, like hotels, the place is understaffed. Let me put it that way.
Yes.
There is the employment. There's supposed to be employment opportunity for the able youth. So when you look at the environment now, it actually needs numbers of people.
Yes.
That need to keep the environment. In terms of like a rangers, the tourism officers, curator. The tour guide that can be picking people around, and majorly the rangers that can be make sure that the environment is highly preserved.
Yes.
Yes, the history of your evolution.
Yes.
That shows you tend to forget your own, your origin. Okay. And the moment somebody forgets his origin, yes, there's going to be a little problem. That is one of the actual problems we are facing among the the new generation. So you need to know the history of your evolution, what you need to do, what you need not to do, yes, in your community. If you are actually familiarized with your culture, you will know how to promote culture. There are some people that believe that promoting culture is fetish. No, it's not fetish.
Yes.
There are some people that have that thought, that promoting a culture is fetish. Like someone like me, I always try to tell people that when you happen to be a Yoruba person, yes, the moment you are doing a naming ceremony for your child, let the Yoruba name supersede all that name.
That is very important.
That is very important.
Yes.
For example, whenever anybody comes across me now, they now ask me that, what's your name? I say Benga. Somebody will think, a Nigerian person will think that is Yoruba person. That is to say, you are trying to, by bearing your own name,
just by your name.
By your name,
yes,
people know your identity.
Yes.
So, in a situation whereby I'm from Yoruba land and I want to do a naming ceremony I want to give names to my children, I say Lizzie Betty. Jackson, Nexon. People will think that, are you sure that this person is from Yoruba? It's one of those things that we can actually use to promote our culture.
Yes.
And we must make sure that we go back to our own locals to let them know the importance of promoting our culture. Yes. So, place that everyone supposed to aspire to come to, yes, like to some certain level now. When you look at this environment, you as a tourist now, at least you can be able to see one or two things. The natural, the fauna, the flora, and so many other things at the very top. The village setting at the very top, the source of the water that is medicinal, and the way the ancient people managed to construct their buildings, yes, at the top most of the of the hills. And the place is still being kept till now for people to come surround, just to really have the first-hand information about the natural habitat. Are you getting me now? Yes, so, like someone like me, I will actually try to implore people to be coming around to familiar themselves, a kind of a familiarization with the natural environment. Like the way we are up there, even just the way we are still sitting here, we are the base now. But because of this place is very closer to that side, even the breeze, the kind of air we are receiving in this place, is more than medicinal. Yes. Anything God does is perfect.
It's very yes.
It's okay. So I will just try to plead to people. We need to promote everything that can make life comfortable for the people. Not only you that is doing that, but for the general, the generality of the people that can actually gain one or two things, in this particular like a site like this. You're welcome.